Hello and welcome back to Rolling Live. Today we're picking up from where we left off. Here's our little loop that we built. Today we'll talk about things like making crossovers where one track crosses another track. We'll talk about doing grades, going up and downhill and so forth, and also making custom pieces of track, etc. So let's jump right in. So here we have our previous layout, and first let's talk about doing grades. So we'll just modify what we have here, and this is how this works. So first we'll take out a couple of sections of track, but first, because we've done the apply all, we need to tell it that we want to edit the track. So you bring up the editing tool, that's this one with track, details, terrain, room, and apply changes. So we'll go edit track, and then it's going to make a little bubble, and everything inside that bubble is going to get edited. However, you can change the size of the bubble by simply using the Q and E keys. So E makes it bigger, and Q makes it smaller. Let's make it big. We don't have to do this a lot. And it will flash what track it has unlocked so that you know what you're editing. And you can put the tool away. And that, in the stock version, comes up on your number 1 key, right? And the number 2 key is your controller for any locomotives you have out. And then your hotkeys numbers 3 through 9 are empty until you put something in them. Okay, well, let's get going here. So we're going to take out a few pieces of this curve and set them aside. And you'll remember that in the last video we used a filler piece that automatically sized itself and curved itself to what we were doing. We'll go ahead and take out these, because we'll need those in a second. Drop it over here. Okay, and we're going to take out this one too. So the way you do grades is very similar to laying just an ordinary piece of track. There is an extra step to it, and let's go down here because it will be easier to see what's happening. So let's pick up the piece of track we took off the switch. And we'll go over here and you're going to hold the left mouse button down. You'll see you get the ghost effect here. Okay. Now, we're going to go up, but this works for down too. So you're holding the button and you roll your mouse wheel away from you. And as you do it, you'll notice that there are clicks. You can feel the clicks sometimes in your mouse wheel. But what we really want is actually one click. So, okay, back to normal. We're going to go one click up. You need to keep track of your clicks because the number you go up is the number you have to come down to go level again. So, but we're only going one click. Now, this is the other aspect of laying a grade. So we've gone one click up here, right? So we've gone up 1 unit at the end of this track. As long as when you connect more track, it will simply continue the grade. So that's one click up, or one unit up with one click on the mouse wheel. So we'll add another piece of track. It continues the same grade as before. You can use the same thing as we did just now to make it a steeper grade in the second piece if you want, by simply going up one, or you can come back down right away by going down. Down one would be flat, down two would be downhill. But we're not doing downhill just yet. So we'll pick up this piece and we'll let it continue at the angle it is moving upwards now. So we have one unit, now 2 units. And now, because we're continuing, we're still at one click up, but now we have 1, 2, 3 units between the track and the tabletop. Let's do one more. Now this is 4 units above. And now I'm going to go over here and just work backwards doing the same thing. So we'll pick up the track, connect it, we're going to go one up. We're going to save this filler piece of track for the moment and just use the stock curves. So we're 1 unit up, 2 units up, 3 units up, 4 units up. So the ends should be the same. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take this piece of curve, and this works with any track, okay? So we're going to pick this up, and we're going to put it down, but remember to hold, and then we're going to go 1 click down, which should be level. So once again, now we need to put in a piece of track here that goes to there and basically has 1 click down. But seeing as we're using the filler track, we don't actually need to do the click. It will do it all by itself. There. And now we have a little hill over here. I'll go down so you can see that better. So it's not a very steep hill. You can make it steeper if you want. These are model trains in there, and model trains do tend to be quite overpowered when it comes to pulling things up and down hills. But that's basically how you construct a grade, either upwards or descending. Later on we'll talk about going through the tabletop and that sort of thing. But for now, there you have a grade. So we're going up 1, 1 here, we went up. So this is 2 units, 3 units, 4 units, and then we level out by going one turn of the one note, or one position of the mouse wheel down for flat. And then this is also the same thing over here. You can make it as many clicks as you want. Just remember that you have to keep track of how many clicks up or down that you use and how many times at that rate you added. So in this case, you're going up by one click, but that one click turns into 1 unit, 2 units, 3 units, 4 units. So you have to come back down 4 units. I don't know what to do if you don't have a mouse with a wheel on it, but that's so common these days. Now, what happens if you want to have a track that crosses another track? Well, that's actually pretty darn easy. So we'll go back over to the track drawer. We grab ourselves a piece of straight track. And we'll just start, in here, as we'll just build a line out this way. And voila! You now have a crossing. As soon as the two pieces of track meet at the same elevation, it automatically turns it into a crossing. Now, there are some specialized switches in the drawer, and it gets really complicated if you're trying to use them. These are called double slip switches, and as the train travels through them, you can go, actually, let me just grab one out here and we'll lay it on the table. Okay, so as you're looking at a double slip switch, you have basically it's two switches that are combined to one. So if this one is thrown for the straight track, you will go through it this across here and straight out the other side. Similar on this side. But if you flip them, then what happens is you kind of go along the track and then you go through the micro bend and you come out the other side on the same side of the turnout as you started. So it's kind of like a crossing with points that allows you to steer through them. Some people use them at the throats to stations and so forth. Okay, so let's go back to looking at our hill for a second. So we have here a floating piece of track. Well, some people like floating, others don't. But what you can do is there's track options. And when you go in there, it opens up another menu. And in this other menu, you can make adjustments to different styles of ballast, different styles of sleepers or ties, and different kinds of rails. But there's other things that you can do. As here are the standard ones, the rails, the sleepers. You can add overhead wires for electric trains, make it into a tunnel, make it into a bridge or a stone arch type bridge, a trestle top, and trestle extensions. And there's another page for other things like railings and cables and racks and dirty stuff. But for now, actually, I want to go with, and that brings us back here. So what am I going to do to make this not look like it's floating? Well, let's go to the ballast, and we're going to go to embankment. And we'll go close. When you now look at our piece of track, the ballast descends all the way to the ground. Okay, let's go look at the other side just so you can see. Let's do another embankment here. Which is the letter Q. So, embankment. And actually, down here you'll see there's a copy and a paste. So we're going to go copy, and then press any number other than 1 or 2, and that puts it in your tool belt, and it's ready to go. We'll close menu. Now let's go down and look at this. See, here you can better see that the ballast is becoming an embankment. We'll go over here. Now remember that we just pressed, in my case, the number 3 key where I stashed that modifier, and here it is. So now if we select the piece of track that we want to modify with this modifier, we just look at it and we go click. And click again, and we've already added, without having to go into the menu, that option. And this works for a lot of things. You can find them in a drawer. We'll look at that a little later. Okay, so we've done the ballast. Well, let's make this into something more interesting now. Let's go and turn it into, let's make it a just the plain bridge like that. And we'll go copy. And once again, I'm going to put that in 3. We'll bring 3 back up. And now we'll go down here and make this all a bridge. So that was fairly painless when you do this way. It's a handy way of adding things to your layout. So there we go. Now we have a bridge with the handrails and everything going around where we went up in the air. Okay, so let's do something else kind of interesting. Let's make this using Q into a tunnels. So this is how you build tunnels. There is more to it, but we'll go over that a little in a different video. So here's a tunnel, and you can see that it has built a tunnel around our track. So again, I'm going to go copy, we go 3, make it go away so I can click the close menu. Now we'll bring that back, 3, here, 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 and oh, there too. Okay, so now we have our rough tunnel, but let's make it prettier. Go over to the drawer here. We're gonna select. I think it's in here. Yes. Okay. So you can see there are tunnel-shaped pieces here. Nope, that's the wrong one. Let's go into the one that has track things. And there's a lot of different options in here about things you can do with your track, where you just pick these up and you click on the track and it turns into that appearance. Ah yes, here are tunnel portals. Which tunnel portal do we like? Let's go with this one. Oh wait, that's the wrong one. Let's grab this. Now, as we get over here to our rough tunnel, and we go like this, you'll see just left click and be pointed at the mouth of the tunnel, and it will pop into the right place. Let go, it's set. Let's pick up another copy and go over to the other end, do the same thing. Left click when you're pointed at the track in the tunnel, and bing, there you go, we have a tunnel mouth. So now we've done how to do a crossing, how to make a grade and have an embankment to a bridge. We've also talked about how to do a tunnel and how to add portals to the tunnel. If at any time you feel like you don't like that portal, all you have to do is grab it with right click and you pick it up, and we'll get rid of it using R. Let's go get this one. There's our different tunnel portal. So there you go. Next up, we'll talk about doing more customized things that are kind of cool and rather handy. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.